You on?
I'm on.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't see it.
We
So,
live. Go ahead.
oh, we are.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You can tell me that, man.
I said
What's
you
going on? What's going on? What's going on, baby? We back, baby. We back. It's Drone's Big Dog Picks, and we back. Hey, it's getting down to the nitty gritty. We just got through a March Madness, and we heading into the playoffs next week of the NBA. We got the NBA draft in 2 weeks, and I got the fellas back in the house. I'm supposed to bring them in. We got the resident genius, the producer himself, Mr. Vance Bradford, just coming in from San Antonio. He was at the March Madness live with TAN TV.
and you
What's
know
going
it.
on, Vance?
What's
What's going
happening?
on,
What's
sir?
happening? What's happening? Jeremiah Drone. What's happening, Drone?
Hey, man, it's going real good, man. The other fella, they should hopefully the other fella should be popping in real soon. Just
Okay,
let us
well,
know when they hit us up, man.
yeah,
We're gonna
yeah.
start, man. Tell us about, man. What was the experience like, man? Being at March Madness for the first time. That crowd and everything. TAN TV being at March Madness, man. Tell me about it. What was it like, man?
Okay, Jeremiah, let me tell you something, man. Because the last time we did the Final Four, it was during COVID, and everything was kind of limited access, even to to the players, the press conferences and stuff like that, being courtside. But this year, this Final Four, TAN TV was in the house, full access. I mean, courtside, in the locker room, the press conferences, just the behind the scenes, man, which is amazing how how they track information, get information out. So I got a chance to see the guys work, like the different shows, the different sports shows. Even remember Carlos Boozer? They got a show. And I think PJ Carmissimo was on that show with Boozer. Ernie, I got to see Ernie, Kenny, Shaq, all them, man. Grant Hill. Grant Hill got a show. They was doing a sports show. So man, it was a great thing. And then also, they present the different. They presented Cooper Flag with the Player of the Year there at the NCAA. So there was a big presentation. Well, he did it during the press conference. Then they had the Naismith Hall of Fame, which had Dwight Howard got in, Coach K, I think Billy Donovan, and Carmelo Anderson. Carmelo Anthony. I'm sorry, Anderson. Carmelo Anthony. And now the doctor was there. I'm not sure if he was, because he was with them when they came out. The doctor, Jeremiah. In case you don't know,
Dr. J.
yeah. You're
Yeah, I know
LeBron,
you
man.
talking about. I know you talking about. That was my favorite player growing up, man. I know you
Julius
talking about.
Irving. Yes,
So,
Julius the
so, so did
doctor.
y'all, so did y'all, so did y'all have access to everything that was going on, to
Yes,
all,
sir.
all the festivities that was going on the whole weekend?
The whole weekend. What it was shocking, man, that we had that. The only thing we didn't have is you see the camera crew that be on the actual court shooting with the vests on. Okay,
Yeah.
so we couldn't get on and shoot like that because that is really reserved for the schools media, and
Okay.
so that's where you had to get those approval from. So, but other than that, man, up to the actual game time when CBS takes over and has the rights, they let us shoot. And I was up in there, man. I was clicking like no other, Jeremiah. So,
So
uh,
what did you? So what is by since TAN TV is such a young entity? What did you take away from those veterans that you seen that you could implement into TAN TV to take your program to another level?
well, I mean, well, I put it like this, Joe Jeremiah. By seeing all that, I know TAN TV and what we cover. we do a good job. I think we cover more than what they do, because a lot of them are just there for their teams, and that's about it. But we was covering everything, man. I from uh, uh, and the thing about it is just you just gotta. I mean, it's a young person's game with that hustle bustle, trying to get the interviews in the locker rooms and stuff like that. But I mean, we got it. We got the virtual. I mean, we can do the pay per view. We got it. It's just but just having the personnel. Now we needed more personnel because they come fully stocked with camera people and reporters and
Man, I told you to fly me in, man. Fly me in.
Jeremiah. I
Fly me in,
learned. I
man. On
mean, but look, Jeremiah. Our thing is too, man. Is we had to build a platform too. We had to build it up, so that's why we did a lot of local covering the colleges too. And now we had the number one guy in the state, and he went to U of H, and so stuff like that you got to do in advance. And like I said, but like, what I knew, we didn't have enough. We didn't have enough because certain things happened at the simultaneously. Okay, so like the press conference work, like Sampson when them come in with two players, and the same time that he's doing that, the locker room opens up, for like 30 to 45 minutes. So you got with us, it was either try to catch Sampson or
or the locker room.
then run out and run and get to the locker room to get whatever minutes is left if you wanted to stay for the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of things going on. I mean, to catch Kenny and all that talking, and you have to have a crew if you're trying to cover that whole thing. So, but
so were you all able to say, like, if you wanted to interview Charles or if you wanted to interview Kenny or Shaq, were you all able to have access to them to interview them if you wanted to, or were they off limits?
Well, they wasn't. Media day was probably that Friday, before the semi started. That was the day that you could try to catch up with them if they were there. I caught up with the little general, Avery Johnson. I caught up with him, and it was crazy, man. They was ushering him out because I caught him at another event that he did, so I was trying to catch him, and I caught him, and I got a little I asked him about Coach Ben Jobe, and man, that kind of got him. He said, oh man. So that was cool. But as the media, though, I noticed too, as if you're media, they were more gracious to do stuff, especially if you wanted to take picture stuff with non-media person. We was there to cover the game, so yeah, getting interviews, it's
It all depends on how you approach it.
exactly. Come on, Jeremiah, exactly, man. And then if you catch him at the right time, like Cart Kellogg. Kevin tried to catch up with him, but he running out there like he Shaq or somebody, or like he Kenny or Charles, And I'm looking at him like, come on, you Clark Kellogg, come on, dog, But Jay Will, that he talked so much smack, man, but he was there, man, and so I got pictures and stuff, and so to me it was a learning experience, Jeremiah. Now. Next year,
it is a lot easier since you was there this year. Is a lot easier for next year for you all to be as media to get their credentials next year since you was there this year.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping. I'm gonna put the work in, especially like I'm gonna try to put the work in with the University of Houston, and then the locals here in San Antonio as far as coverage. They look at that. You just can't pop up, and especially trying to get the Final Four.
Cause rumor has it that they might. Now I don't know how true it is, but they might have the women's and the men's in the same spot next year.
Oh,
That's rumor. Now I don't know how true that is. It would
But
be
it had to
nice
be
if it
in a
was.
big the metro, the big cities, so where you can
Yeah.
have those numbers. Yeah, have those numbers coming in because those tickets is very pricey. We even got a little scandal here in San Antonio where the city council, there's some city council members, they spent $20,000 of the taxpayers' money to have VIP tickets. I got some people swole. got some people swole. But yeah, those tickets a little pricey, man. But also, Jeremiah, when the games came around, man, and you see them, you be watching, you see them crazy fans that be all painted up and stuff like that, man. And I want to give it to the students. They were having a lot of fun, but they were controlled. They wasn't, they had a good time. It was and it wasn't not a lot of incidents of craziness or drunkenness running, in the streets. So they had a good time, man, and they brought the colors in there. So anyway, it was a great
Yeah,
experience.
the women. Well, that's not. That's why I say rumor. The women's is going to be in Phoenix, and then the men's is going to be in Indianapolis.
Indianapolis,
It,
yeah.
it'll be nice, man. That if they had the women's and the men's in the same spot, even if they had it in two different locations but in the same city, I think it'll be so nice if they would. I think it'll push the women's even to another level because the women game is growing. But me personally, I think Disney does them a disservice in their promotion of it. I think they do them such a disservice, man.
Why you
It's
say that though,
sad.
Jeremiah? Why you say that?
I don't think they do the publicity good. You got Channel 8. You look at the March Madness, they on TBS, TNT, True TV, CBS, and they on all the stations all day long. The women's
But what that tell you though, Jay? What that tell you?
that they push the men game.
But why? Why they push the men game?
because they look at the men game as king.
Money,
But
baby.
but
That
but but I
dollars, man.
but I don't think they. To me, also it shows that they don't. To me, they talk with their mouth, they talk with their mouth like they got confidence. But what shows how much confidence you have in it is that where you put your dollars and how much money you put behind it.
Come on now. Come on.
And it shows me that you really don't have much confidence as you say you do.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you did, you would do what they do on China. They Young and the Restless is one of their top soap operas. And on Thursday and Friday, they cut Young and the Restless off those first 2 weeks. No, they ain't cutting all my children in General Hospital off.
Hey man,
General Hospital is coming home.
But let me tell you something, man. If I think Victor Newman is off of the Young and the Restless, that's probably why they cut.
No, Victor's still there kicking, dog. Victor's still there. Victor done came back alive 95 million times, dog. Victor ain't going nowhere.
You can't kill Victor Newman. Victor Newman.
But them first 2 weeks of the NCAA playoffs, Victor ain't showing his face.
Yeah.
So and that's what I'm saying. They don't push it, and so my thing, they don't utilize Channel 8. You don't see the commercials. Oh, you seeing the commercials? They and the women's game. It's not. I can see if it was like it was 30 years ago, where you had blowouts weekly until you got down to the Final Four. That's not the way the women's game is now. You don't have them blowouts like you used to.
I mean, the women's game has okay, Jeremiah, and I thought about this the other day. I said the women's game has definitely evolved. It has definitely evolved.
Yes.
But they're still talking about and that's just how it is. They still talk about Bubake was bragging on this one of the next ones that's coming in that she can dunk. They still talking about the women dunking.
Well,
So,
well, but my thing is, you're never gonna have a woman that can dunk like a man. Not unless you lower the rim
but you
from
got to
from
get
from
maybe
from
more
10
of
feet.
just to not dunk like a man, but to start dunking to where it's not
But
a big
but
thing like they accomplish it.
but you're never gonna have that.
Okay, well then you
Not
can't
unless
compare
you
yourself to the
not
men
not
then.
not unless you're gonna lower the rim nor the height of the rim. You're never gonna have that.
Okay, then once again that
But
changes it,
but
so you won't
but
be equal. It won't be equal.
but but I'm not talking about trying to be equal.
What are you
I'm
doing?
not
What are
talking
you
about trying. I'm not talking about trying to be equal, but I'm talking about the play of the game, the competition of the game, and the play of the game, and the excitement of the game. It done grew. It done grew 125, 150%.
okay, but it still ain't close
And
to the men.
but I'm not saying to close to the men, but I'm saying what they put behind it. I sat and there was a lot of games I watched the women's game over some of those men's games because of the competition behind it and because of the names that was playing.
Wait a minute. This year, you talking about this year?
This year, yes. This year, yes. This year, yes.
There wasn't many of them. There wasn't many that you
This year,
could pick
yes.
over the men's game.
Now, even when Juju went out, that UConn USC game lost a lot of its luster. Didn't nobody in their right mind thought that USC was gonna beat UConn once Juju went down.
But now, and
But as long,
that was a big loss to the
yeah,
whole
but
thing too.
but as long as Juju was in there, oh, people gave that game gave USC a great shot.
I got you. I got you.
But I'm just saying I would never say the women's game that the men game and the women's game are the same. I would never say that. But what I would say what I would say is that I just think the until the PR of the women's game get better, they I don't think they would ever get any. I don't think they would ever get the backing and the finances that they should get.
But
They will never get what the men get. They will never get these millions of dollars that they come in and say we should be getting the money that that the NBA get. Do they not understand the NBA? They wasn't Charles Barkley then wasn't making that money. It took them some years to get that money. Even when Jordan was in there. Jordan was the first one to make $30 million. And he made that 1 year, 2 years. They
yeah.
wasn't making this type. They wasn't. It was over 30 years before they made that type of money. It took them some years.
Now
The
Jordan
NBA
could
was
have
about
made
to
that
shut
money.
down.
He could have made that money if he wasn't trying to win championships.
Now, can you imagine what Jordan would have made now if he was in the NBA now? With what they making now,
And his sneaker deal.
Jordan probably would have been the first $100 million man.
Yeah.
He probably been the first player to make $100 million a year. They making $60 million. Jordan would have been the first man to make $100 million a year.
Yeah, easy.
So people will say, well, now, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, I just think how they publicize it, how they promote it. I just think they go about it terribly. And people
It's hard
say
promoting them though.
pe-
It's hard promoting them, man.
people talk, but you see how much they want to push it by how they do the dollars. and until you see them cut General Hospital, as long as General Hospital is still on during March Madness, they ain't putting no dollars behind it.
Yeah, you're right. All right,
I'm just saying.
That's the way it look. That's the one way to look at it.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying, because like I said, if you didn't know any better, you really didn't know that the women's game. You probably wouldn't even know that the women's game was even on if you really didn't actually know that the women's game was on.
Be a sports fan for other women, knowing that, but
yeah,
March Madness is just so big, so they include them. So yeah, it's all good. But it's coming. Just like the men's game. It take a while for that to evolve. So,
Yeah, because like I said, the men's game used to be on the NBA used to be on tape delay. So you got it, but you gotta. It's going to have to take someone to be willing to take a chance and willing to promote it and push it like it need to be promoted and pushed. And people want to say, "Nah, it's media." Until media willing to push it and promote it, and I always say, I heard what Stephen A. be saying, and they don't do a good job on there. They might have a little segment, but they don't do a good job of promoting the women's game. They don't. Let's be real. They don't.
But yeah, I think they do. I mean, for what the product they're pushing.
But what he say? But if you notice, it's about that dollar bill.
Yeah.
And he probably looking at it. We do enough because that's not where it's going to drive our money.
There it is.
So we promote it as much as we can because that's what's going to drive our money. And they promoted Caitlin Clark because right at that time, Caitlin Clark was driving the money. And people wanted to hear about Caitlin Clark. Once Caitlin Clark gone, people really don't want to hear about Juju. They don't want to hear about Paige Becker because Paige Becker gave black people too much pub. They don't want to hear about. They don't want to hear about all these other players. They don't want to hear about none of the South Carolina players because most of them is all black. They don't want to hear about Flood. They don't want to hear about all these other players. Mm-mm.
From LSU, the girl from Flo, whatever name.
Yeah, they don't want to hear about Flo Jack. Because she rapping. They don't want to hear about her.
and like with the WNBA, it's it's a little different, man. But
yeah, even with the WNBA, they don't push. They don't push what they need to push in the WNBA to promote it. What it need to be promoted. I would, man, please.
They try in different ways, man, but woo, they out of touch, man, with them sisters, man. You got them advertising agencies that's just out of touch trying to promote these sisters because they're not regular. It's not, they're not,
And it's not on TV. You don't see it. And if you don't know about it, you don't even know it's on.
Yeah. So how many games, other women's games, would you watch outside of the top women's, outside of the Caitlin Clarks or the Jujus and even who else really?
You talking about in WNBA or in college?
Both.
I watch quite a bit in the WNBA. Really? I watch because if they're good games, I watch quite a bit, and then some of the main stars I watch quite a bit.
I don't know, man, because I think when it first came out with Cynthia Cooper and them, those teams was making noise. These teams now, I don't since Candace Parker left. Is she still playing, Candace?
She
Did she
She
retire?
retired, I believe. I think last year was her
See,
last year, I believe.
see. I mean, they ain't making no noise like they were. I mean, you thinking the game evolved, but how many people gonna watch? Oh, girl, they watching it a little bit.
See,
Caitlin Clark.
last year, Caitlin Clark really didn't do anything last year. I think she'll have a better year this year, a year in. You had Asia Wilson with Vegas. Vegas is looking nice.
Now she holding them.
Um,
She holding them up.
you know, you got Brianna Stool with the New York Liberty. New York Liberty is looking nice.
Yeah.
You got Phoenix. Phoenix is looking nice.
No, what you mean looking
Not
nice? What you mean?
Phoenix was one of the top teams last year. Phoenix was one of, and we ain't talking about the Phoenix Suns. We
I
ain't
know.
talking about them. We ain't talking about them. We
But
ain't
I'm
talking about
thinking
them.
kind of Tarazi them, man. That just had her out there just to try to
The-
make her, reach some records and stuff, man, and give her a farewell. Did she
yeah,
retire?
Diana Taurasi, she retired this year.
It's about time. But she's
Um,
a bad girl, though. She's a bad girl.
yeah,
But
she
she
she was one of
faded
the
at
top
the end.
ones. She retired this year. You had who else? You had the Sparks or the Chicago Scots. The Connecticut Sun, not the Phoenix Sun, not Phoenix, Connecticut Suns. They was one of the top defenses last year. Minnesota Lynx is nice. So you have some good teams in the WNBA. Indiana Fever with all the top draft picks that they done got on their team,
And they was so inconsistent.
and they got a new coach this year.
Okay.
So they got rid of their coach from last year. So they got a new coach. They got Leah Boston. They got Caitlin Clark. They got old girl.
From San Antonio. God, dog, what's her name? Big girl.
We had a
Big girl.
no. They got old girl used to be at Baylor. We had her daddy. Her daddy used to be on the show. I forgot her
Yeah,
name.
that's
I
what I
can
was
see it.
saying. Rob, was it Rob? Rob, what was her name?
Rodney.
Rodney.
Rodney's
Yeah,
daughter.
Rodney Smith. What is Smith?
Yeah,
Rodney?
yeah. Because I talk to him on Facebook every now and then.
Okay, good.
And so they have a lot of good teams in the WNBA now. So and the games are pretty competitive. And so it's just the point of they don't get the publicity. And like I said, if they have a lockout this year, it's going to hurt their product.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
It's going to hurt their product a great deal if they have a lockout.
Yep.
If they have a lockout, it's going to hurt their product a great deal. So it's gonna be interesting to see just what they do. Just what they do this year, and they still in negotiations. So we gonna see. We gonna see just what happens. But y'all listen to Drone's Big Dog Picks on TAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel and a global reach. They just on a good trip at the Final Four in San Antonio. They coming off a big hiatus, a big kickstart for next year down in Indianapolis. I'm hoping we all down there in Indianapolis next year at the Lucas Oil Field down at the Lucas Oil Stadium down there next year.
Well, start saving your nickels, man. We think about going on down. Man. I'm telling you, man, we're gonna play. Start saving our nickels though, so we can make it out in there.
All right, that's what I want to talk about, man. What do you think about? I know it's coming. It's crazy. You got college players now that are sitting out because they want to renegotiate the NIL contracts. I think that is the craziest thing.
Why you think that?
No, I'm like this, man. If we got to, you on a scholarship.
Okay.
If we renegotiating your NIL contract, dude, I'm gonna let you go.
What?
I'm gonna have to let you go. I'm gonna have to let you go. I'm giving you a scholarship. And so you want to renegotiate your NIL contract because you just seen someone across town at another team. You just heard they got $1 million more on the NIL contract. So you want to sit out because you want to renegotiate your contract. You're in the NFL. Dude, you do that in the NFL. We're in college.
Stop, Jeremiah.
You do that in the NFL. No. You getting a scholarship. This is why I say they need to put some parameters on this NIL stuff and transfer portal stuff.
No.
This is, you might as well say this is supposed to turn into pro. That's what this was turn into. This was turn into NFL, baby NFL. That's what it's going to turn into. When you sitting out because you're renegotiating your contract because the quarterback down the street just got $1 million more on an NIL deal than what you just signed for, you done turn it. This done turn into baby NFL.
Okay, but Jeremiah, stop right there. Okay, stop right there. Let me say something to you, dude. That was the whole point. You talking about? I'm giving you a scholarship. Well, they been giving scholarships out the whole time, even when I was in college, and I still needed an extra job. Not that. I mean, that's how we got extra money. Them scholarships, you don't really see that money. You don't see that money. You still got to live. You still got to do stuff. So now that you got the NIL and let me tell you something. That's just like I'm just saying what you was explaining. It's like if Jordan's mom would have said, "Oh no, my son, they are playing. They gonna buy them shoes because of my son." So she had the leverage. That's it, man. It's so hard for if you got the leverage, why not negotiate? And if you're the coach, you do right. It's your right to say, "Hey, man, no. If you want to negotiate, you gone." Oh, okay. So you send a Clayton Jr. out the door to go play with someone else. You go send some of these players that have left the transfer portal and helping teams win. And if you got that leverage, come on, man.
No.
Come on, Jeremiah.
No.
You can't in college.
Jordan is a whole different story.
No, it's the concept. I'm talking about the concept.
He pro. But if I okay, as you used the quarterback from Tennessee, allegedly he signed for a $2.1 million NIL deal. Mm-hmm. Allegedly, he's sitting out, didn't report today because he want to renegotiate his contract because he heard that some other SEC quarterbacks on another team got a higher NIL deal than what he did. Dude, you just signed for 2.1. Now you want to sit out? We're in college. You want to sit out?
College is making big money too, baby. Them schools is making big money too, dog. And when they start bringing in that corporate money, dude, they making millions.
So that's why I say we need to we're getting to the point of where this is no longer college ball. This is baby NFL. And what you need to tell them, you ain't got to report to class. You're not on scholarship. We're paying you to come here. You ain't got to report to class. You just got to report to the practice field. Because that's where it is. Am I wrong or am I right?
Well, hey, Jeremiah. I mean,
Is that what is that what this is?
look here, Jeremiah. If I went to college for 4 years and then graduate, and now I'm looking for to go get me a job somewhere, I can graduate cum laude, whatever, for me being black. All right, whatever. If I got an opportunity to make $2 million in college, I'm gonna do it. Why wouldn't you? That don't
No, no,
that
no.
to me don't.
I'm not. I'm not. I don't have a problem with you getting the NIL deal. I don't have a problem with that.
Mm.
My issue is when you sitting out because you want to renegotiate what you signed.
You got leverage. That's leverage to me. And
No.
anytime, that's my thing, man. Always have leverage in negotiations. If you got leverage in negotiations, why not? Why
No.
not use it, Jeremiah? Tell me why not. Tell me why not.
And what I'm saying is now college and turned into baby NFL.
It was that anyway. It was a
And
small
y'all,
thing for the NFL
no,
anyway.
no, and you might as well tell these players you don't have to go to college, you don't have to go to class, you don't have to get no GPA. You just gotta show up and play football. If I'm sitting here renegotiate, and then I sit out, and then, and so now I can transfer and go somewhere else.
Leverage,
th- th-
baby.
and what I'm saying is there need to be some parameters. If you're sitting out because of an NIL deal, then you should not be allowed to transfer somewhere else because you're not playing because you're not getting the contract, the NIL contract you want.
You can jump in the portal. The portal lets you
No, no,
transfer.
no. You should not be allowed. There has to be some rules somewhere.
Yeah, but what?
There has to be some rules somewhere. You cannot let this be the wild, wild west. There has to be some rules somewhere. You
There are
cannot
rules.
just no, 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 no. Right
There
now,
are
there is no
rules.
rules. There is no rules.
Why do you say
What
that?
rules you have? There,
Because they can
if
transfer. That's a rule. They can
no,
transfer.
there is no rules. If I can just sit out and then because I don't like the NIL contract that you gave me one more no more, so I can just transfer out. There's no rules.
So
There has to be some
why are you letting the
consequences to some
NCAA?
rules.
Why you want the NCAA to limit again what you can do in college in the college game when they already put that rule in? Why you want to limit it? Why you want to limit it, Jeremiah? Why you want to limit a college player that had if he's that good that he said, "Hey, I'm
Okay,
sitting
okay.
out in the SEC."
Ain't there limits in the NFL? Ain't there limits in the NFL?
What you mean? Well, they're contractual limits. They're
Okay,
contracts. They got contracts.
ain't that NIL? Didn't you sign a contract when you signed the NIL contract?
Okay, but evidently, hey, if there's like loopholes in everything. If you can find a loophole where you can get out, it's like now they transferring like crazy.
So that's
Coach,
why I'm saying.
coach get
So
on
that's
your
why I'm
neck
saying.
too hard, you can
So,
get on out of there.
so that's why I'm saying there needs to be some rule. There has to be some rules. Some right now, this is turning into the
No,
wild
this is where
college.
you ain't got to listen to them tell you what you gonna do, how much you gonna make, what you need to be. That's them. You don't have to listen to them no more. You don't have to listen to that mess. Because there's a bunch of coaches are dream killers, career killers.
And
And
I'm not.
they had to
And
sit there and stay if they wanted to play,
but
because
I'm
of the rules in the past.
but I'm not one for coaches to being able to be allowed to just go all willy nilly neither.
Well, they doing it. Yeah,
I
it's
know
time to
they're
figure
doing.
out.
I know they're doing it, but I'm not one for the coaches to be able to just leave all willy nilly, and then the players have to stay
Well,
from because
I don't hear nobody
this
screaming
coach.
that. They're not screaming that.
I've always screamed about that.
Okay.
These coaches done talked you into coming, and then they done left, and now they telling you you got to stay there, and then you get penalized. I got a problem with that.
Yes,
because
but now they
because
don't. But now they don't.
yeah, now they don't.
Now they don't. They ain't got to stay. And that's it. Now you, but you want to put a rule on that.
But I just think that there has to be some rules somewhere. Rules on coaches, rules. There, you can't just let stuff. I'm just saying, if this way things is going, this is supposed to be the wild, wild college, and you might as well just call this baby NFL and just say, hey, you ain't got to go to class. You just got to come play football, and
That's
then
what
in
they're really
three
there
years,
for anyway. A lot of them don't
yeah,
want to go to class
yeah,
anyway.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And
And
look,
then in 3 years, you can go to the NFL to make your big money.
and they ain't worried about it. You don't even need a degree, and you making
Nope,
millions. So
nope.
what's the point? What's the
And
point of
that's
college
and
then? You don't need no degree if you can make millions and take care of your family. Come on, stop. I'm out.
and
I'm
that's
making
why
this money.
and that's what I'm saying. They might as well just say you ain't got to go to class.
Okay. Well, that's just a
That's what I'm
few
saying.
athletes. That's just the athletes, man. College is still good for
And so
other students.
if you ain't one of them predominant athletes that can make that big NIL money, then you got to go to class. But
All
if you
right.
one of them
And
predominant
that's what I said.
athletes,
If you got the leverage, okay, coach, hey, I know I'm better than that cat over there, man. And Mississippi State gonna give me that money. Go get that
so
money.
so I'm just saying they need to do. There has to be
Let
some
them get that money, man. You're
because
feeling like
it's
the old schoolers, man. Seeing
because
all these young cats
it
get
just
that
turning
money.
into it's just turning into the wild wild college west.
And I don't see nothing wrong with it. Get it, get it, youngsters. You're running up and down and parading and dancing in front of for them. Get that money. Get paid. Period.
I guess so because that one dude
Damn sure you don't need
that
no education if you're making that kind of money. You don't need that a college degree. You
well
can
the
get
one
smart.
dude
You can go to school in the summertime. You can
well
go to
that one
school on off season if you want to go to school.
well the one dude that went from Florida State to Arizona State to whatever and couldn't play a lick everywhere he went. He lost with colleges kept giving him an NIL deal and
Was
bringing him
he
in.
was he black?
Yeah,
Was he black?
it was the one dude. He was from California. Mark knew who he was. He
Was he
came from
black?
California. Yeah, he was
Okay.
black.
It was a
His
quarterback.
name, yeah,
But
he was.
look at Cam Ward. Look
He
what Cam Ward did.
no. Cam Ward was won. This quarterback
Oh,
didn't win. He
okay.
went
Well,
from Florida
you can't
State.
guarantee wins,
He
man.
was he was at Florida State. He was at Arizona State. And then he was at Oregon State. Didn't win a damn place, but he
So
kept getting
evidently, they thought
NIL.
it might have been he might still is okay. Where is he now, and where's he ranking now?
I think he couldn't go nowhere else. He aged out.
He said he aged out. No, they ain't no age out because you can look at Samson and them team. They had grown men out there playing, and happy. Yeah, I've been here 6 years. 6 years. So
All right, man.
let us
Let's talk some NBA before we go off here. We get the NBA playoffs start next week, and right now things is getting hot and heavy. They positioning for playoff standings. And right now in the West, it's getting hot and heavy.
Mm-hmm.
The Lakers are positioning for third, and you have some interesting things that take place. You had Mike Malone get fired by the Denver Nuggets this week. The Warriors they keep swapping spots with the Memphis Grizzlies. Lost last night. They went from the play-in game to the sixth spot. So you will have, if the playoffs start today, you will have the Warriors and the Lakers playing in the first round. The Lakers need to win to keep that third spot in the playoffs. I think that will be an interesting first round matchup between the Warriors and the Lakers. Um, I think that first round probably will go 7. I think that will go 7. That'll be a very interesting.
So
Um, the Clippers and the Nuggets, they're battling right now for that 4 or 5 spot. Either way it go, they'll be matching up first round, the Clippers and the Nuggets, and then second round they'll be playing the Oklahoma City Thunder. Once the Thunder get past that first round, I don't know if I want to meet the Clippers in
I
that
was going to
first
say
round.
that. I was getting ready to say that. Yeah.
I don't know with a
Especially
healthy
Denver, the way they coming in. The way they coming in.
Denver. I rather meet Denver than a healthy Kawhi Leonard. I'd rather meet Denver than a healthy Kawhi Leonard. And with a healthy Kawhi Leonard, and you never know what you're gonna get with Harden. But that healthy Kawhi Leonard, that's a dangerous person, and he can push 2 wins, and that's gonna be the Clippers are the wild card in the West if they're healthy.
Man, but Kawhi got to play. Kawhi
Right
got to.
now right now Kawhi's been playing. He's been
Yeah.
healthy. I think they're right now the last 13 games they're 12-1, I believe. When Kawhi play, I think they've lost 4 to 7 games when Kawhi played this year. Um, they they are with a veteran coach in Ty Lue. They have a veteran team. Um, they are a scary team, and with that home court that they have down there in their new arena, the Clippers are a scary team, man. They are a scary team, and Kawhi play both ends of the floor, and he has a mid range. He can play defense. He can rebound, and he's a slow mo just like SGA. He don't get in no hurry. He don't get in no rush. He go at his own pace. It's it's interesting, but
Yeah.
I like that Lakers Warriors first round if that's a first round matchup.
So let me ask you this: if the Lakers and the Warriors meet, and the Warriors win that series, LeBron still your goat?
LeBron ain't never been my GOAT.
Okay.
LeBron ain't never been my GOAT. LeBron. I look at LeBron as the GOAT for this era. I think he's a GOAT for this era. I think he's an excellent player. But I've always said if I had to start a team,
I don't know
I'm
about a
not
goat
start.
for an era.
I'm not starting. I'm not between LeBron and Jordan. I'm a Jordan guy.
How you have a goat for this era? You might have a
Huh?
great, one of the best players of that era, but he can't be the goat of an era. Goat is greatest of all time.
He's the greatest of all time of this era.
Okay. Okay.
Because I look at him.
You can't use that, man. You can't use that.
I look at him. We will never know. We
Yeah, we will.
everybody. It's opinions on everybody because none of these players ever play against each other in their prime.
Okay.
No, none of them never play against each other in their prime.
Okay, Phil. Let's move on, Phil.
So we go all going off the eye test. But imagine if LeBron played in the era of the Pistons. He wouldn't play like he play now. He'll play differently.
He'll be passing that rock off.
He'll play
sure
differently.
Trying to bully Mahone them coming in there like he do now. He
But
played
but I'm saying he'll have a different style of play.
Yeah.
And he probably have a more of a killer instinct and probably have a different mentality than what he have now.
Nah, I think he just fade off.
So it's a different era. Jordan's gonna have
LeBron didn't even have no heart, man, when he came in there. He had to learn how to win. What do you mean?
But I'm saying if he started in the era of Jordan, if he came up in that era, it's a different mentality.
Yeah. But that everybody didn't have that mentality back then neither.
See, and Kobe has a Kobe Kobe had a different mentality coming in.
Kobe had that. He had the mentality. I don't. I think, uh, and that just shows the
But
level of
all
the league.
but also Kobe had to develop a mentality like that also because of where he came from. Where Kobe came from, he came from overseas. So then when he went to Philadelphia, he probably had to show that he was tough. And he had to develop a different mentality and prove himself. And that just stuck with. And then after steady watching Jordan all the time, it just increased it. So it was a totally different mentality.
LeBron ain't nothing like Jordan. Nothing. Okay,
Now,
let's
now,
move on.
now, 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 hold on. Now, do LeBron have it in him? We've seen it. It just don't ever stay. We've seen it. We've seen it take place during that Golden State Cleveland series where he took control, where he was pissed off because everybody was saying that Steph Curry was the man,
He is.
and he took control, but it just never stayed.
Steph
We've
Curry.
seen it.
How many champions didn't he win 4? They got 4.
You got 4.
Yeah, I got 4 with Draymond. They got 1 with KD, right? Did he win 1 with KD?
2. He got 2 with KD.
Oh,
He got 2 with KD. He got 2 with KD.
Okay, 2 with the Splash Brothers when they were
Yeah.
him and Draymond and oh boy Dallas.
Yeah.
Thompson. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically the playoffs are basically set
Mm-hmm.
in the West. You got the Thunder, the Rockets, Lakers, Nuggets, Clippers, Warriors, Grizzlies, Timberwolves, Kings, and Mavericks. It's just the order that's not set. But the playoffs is basically set in the West.
So let me ask you this real quick. Do you think Ant-Man gonna become the face of the NBA?
No.
Yeah.
No. They won't let him. They won't let him.
And I couldn't figure out that commercial he got. You seen that
For one,
commercial?
he's in Minnesota. He's in Minnesota. And for 2, he don't do it on a consistent basis, and you don't see him. People say, "Well, we got social media now and all this other stuff." It don't matter. He's not in a big enough market to be really become the face of the league.
If
You don't
what
you don't see him on TV enough. You don't see him on TNT. You don't see him on ESPN. You don't see him on TV enough. You might see him on highlights, but you don't see him on TV enough, and they don't win enough.
Yeah, well,
So
that's what I'm saying. Who wants to see Minnesota that much?
yeah. So no, he won't be. No, he has to leave out of Minnesota, and then he has to be on a winning team
On a winning team. Yeah. Okay.
to become the face of the league.
Okay.
He'll be
one of them European players.
Yeah, he'll be the most highlighted player, and he can be the most exciting player to see, but he won't be the face of the league. No, I don't really think you will have a face of the league anymore. I think LeBron right now would probably be the last true probably face of the league.
No, I don't know. I wouldn't say that.
But I think if Cooper Flag could be, if he come
Before
out
Wemby?
and
Before Wemby?
yeah, if Cooper Flag come out and get on a winning team,
Yeah,
and
well,
he
he
come
definitely
out,
has to get on a winning team.
if he come out and get on a winning team and be a superstar,
He can't do that. I don't think he'd be the superstar. When you
he
say a
can
winning team, give me an example of a team that he would have to go to be on and be a superstar.
Knicks,
I don't think he's that
Celtics.
good. I don't think he's that good yet.
Yeah, remember, he's supposed to be in high school this year.
You know what I'm saying? He's a freshman. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's that good. I think he could probably negotiate a great NIL deal and stay in Kentucky one more year. I would.
If he develops some more, and
Yes.
if it's getting steady develop, 3 years now, 4 years from now, yeah.
Because if he run to the NBA now, man, they're gonna tear his butt up.
Yeah. No, he can hang because he was showing out at the Olympic practice this year. He was showing out at the Olympic. Yeah. When he was going to get Steph and LeBron on him at the Olympics, he was averaging 16 points a game.
What can you say? What advantage would that be if LeBron and them trying to show that dude up? For what?
I agree with you. I don't think they was playing real hard.
No, at all. Because they wanted the league. They want that.
Yeah,
The league wants that. The league, they always got to have something like that. So,
but we'll see. He's going to be at Utah, or he'll be either at Utah or at Washington. I think Washington might have the first pick now. I think Washington has the first. Who's that?
I swear to God, boy, if you go to Washington, oh
Jazz.
Lord, oh Lord. But anyway, hey, it is.
It's either the Jazz or the Wizards right now has the first pick.
He ain't gonna do nothing. Neither one.
Utah, that's a white town, or Washington. Both of them have to be battling for the first pick.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's where it looked, man. That it's gonna be real interesting. Like I said, the NBA stands next week. I think in the West, in the East, Milwaukee is hurting because with Lillard not being able to come back.
But he ain't really helped them, man. I don't think he was ever there.
I don't think he want to be there.
Mentally.
I look for him to trade him. Yeah. I look for Lillard to be traded in the offseason.
He didn't want to. I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to be in Milwaukee either.
Yeah, I don't think he ever wanted to be in Milwaukee. I look for him to trade him in the offseason. I think it's a two-team race. I don't even think the Knicks is really. I don't even think Knicks gonna give someone a fight, but I don't think the Knicks is really gonna be there. I think it's a two-team race between the Celtics and the Cavaliers in the East,
and that could be a toss-up.
Yeah, and it's all about what Jaylen Brown's knee is. How healthy is Jaylen Brown's knee? And whether Porzingis can stay healthy for the whole playoffs.
That's another one too. Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. It starts next week. Then you got the NFL draft in 2 weeks. So we'll see. Like I said, Shador going at Pittsburgh. I've been saying it for about 2 months now. If you get past pick number 6, Shador to Pittsburgh. But then right now, New Orleans, it came out today. Derek Carr might end up having to have surgery on his shoulder, so he might be out. So
that ain't a bad place to go, New Orleans.
So Shador might end up in New Orleans.
That ain't a bad place to play.
Yes, New Orleans or Pittsburgh. If he gets past 6, past the Raiders, New Orleans or Pittsburgh is where Shador gonna end up at.
That'd be tight. Either or. I would love to see him in Pittsburgh, but you got, even though you got DK Metcalf just came on, Pickens is a head case to me. So why don't you just go where New Orleans? Hey, they at least Olave, what's it? Olave.
Olave, yeah.
Olave, he a bad boy, man. If he can get someone, get him that rock. And then you got the boy coming out the backfield. Then you got Taysom Hill. I mean, you got some weapons. They got some weapons. They can move around.
They got a nice little defense too.
A little defense, yeah. I wouldn't mind Bourbon Street every night.
Yeah, I told you. New New Orleans or Pittsburgh.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. So.
But all right, man. Y'all been listening to Drone's Big Dog Picks on 10 TV. You just had me and Vance tonight.
And what a heck of a show. Wait.
Yep.
Break the show. Break the show, Jeremiah. Break the show, Jeremiah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, we talk sports. We talk sports. That's what we did. We broke it down. We broke down women's sports. We talked in March Madness. And we talked some NBA. That's what we did.
You didn't think it could happen without people's events.
Hey, we'll be back next Friday talking more sports, man. Now next Friday is Good Friday. I might try to be on a little bit. Might be on a little bit, Nick, but we're gonna be on a little bit early.
You can do it early whenever you get free. Yeah, we can get it on.
We'll be on next Friday. Next Friday, because I gotta speak next Friday night. Next Friday night I gotta speak because we doing the.
You want to tape it? We can also always tape it too. No.
Yeah, we're doing the 7. Okay, we doing the 7 sayings of Jesus next week, and I gotta do one of them. So.
Oh, okay. I always enjoyed that program, man.
Yeah,
I got 7 utterances of Christ. That was going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always enjoy that, man. Yeah. That's
good. I gotta do one of them next week. So
okay.
But but we'll do it next week. We'll get on next week and chop it up and break it down. So, but hey, y'all been listening to Drone's Big Dog Picks on TAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel and a global reach. We'll talk to y'all next week. Peace out.
Hey, peace out.
Action.
Hey y'all, it's Key from my show, The Key to
Coach Kiso, man. Fadeaway Basketball, Chronicles of the Hardwood, episode number 2. We about to get it in. A lot of good information that we're going to talk about. Tune in.
There you go, that's better.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Chronicles of the Hardwood.
Hey, everybody.
Action.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Matt from San Antonio, Texas. Don't forget to watch our new podcast next Saturday, 7:30.